Welcome to another episode of Ordinary Guys Bourbon. Today on the program, you guys will remember this cat from, I think, episode 4. This is a very special guest. Probably the best guest I've ever had on the program. This is my son, Andy. Andy, how are you?
Doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing great. If anyone didn't know who you are, you got a name tag.
Yeah, good to go.
That's a new thing.
Yeah.
So you were on the show, I think, episode 4. I think it was, we had Breckenridge, because you're a big snowboarder and you like being out in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
So since then, I mean, it's been a couple of months, I think, since that episode came out. We're blowing up, right? I think we've got 90, 98, maybe 100 subscribers by the time this comes out. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's getting huge.
Up there.
It's getting huge. It's almost like Mr. Beast huge. Almost.
I don't know about quite there
Maybe
yet.
not. But either way, it's been a while. What has changed in the last couple months?
Oh, not too much. I picked up a new unit.
Okay, why don't we talk about that for a minute?
Oh, well, I ended up finding a really good deal. Picked up a Chevy Kodiak for just under scrap price.
And what's a Chevy Kodiak?
Well, it's a box truck. 14.5 foot box. It's a 1994. Has a 3116 cat diesel engine with the Allison trans.
So this takes your fleet size, which has been a subject off camera between you and I.
Yeah.
This takes your fleet size to what now?
6.
It's 2 motorcycles.
2 motorcycles, 2 trucks, 2 cars.
So 2 of everything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So
Almost one for every day of the week.
What's gonna go first?
Probably the box truck.
I like that idea.
I'll probably be gone by either this week or next.
And then what's after that?
After that, either the bike or the Century, whatever goes first.
The Indian? You're getting rid of the Indian?
No, the Honda. The Honda.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
And there's something else that's new in the last month or two. It's your Raleigh Fingers mustache. What's going on there?
I don't know. I was just growing up the mustache, and then all of a sudden started curling a little bit, so kind of went right into it.
Okay. So I think I assume you know this. Like to get a full handlebar mustache, you got to let the whole thing grow out,
yeah.
Right? And the problem with that is, and maybe it's not an issue because we're getting into the spring, summertime.
Soup.
Yeah, soup. Yeah. If you like soup,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work. Not when you're growing it out. Once you can start fashioning it and waxing it up,
Then you're good.
you're all good for soup.
We have to get to that point.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, listen, here's what we've got today on the program. Angel's Envy. Everyone's heard of Angel's Envy. It's a popular drink, right?
Yeah.
And as you know I do, I did some research here. Angel's Envy, this is a $47 offering, but I got this bottle at 50% off at CVS.
Oh, can't beat that.
So, but regularly it sells for about $40, $45. To talk about Angel's Envy, you really need to talk about its co-founder and its first master distiller, Lincoln Henderson. And this came from the cellars of Lincoln Henderson. It says so right there on that tag. The late Lincoln Henderson was the master distiller at Brown-Forman Corporation, a position he held for nearly 40 years before retiring in 2004. During his tenure at Brown-Forman, he introduced iconic brands such as Woodford Reserve Small Batch, Jack Daniel's Gentleman Jack, Forester 1870, and Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. He was an inaugural member of the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. Retirement didn't last long though, as Lincoln and his son Wes launched Angel's Envy in 2006, with the first release in 2011. Wes had served as the president and CEO of Kanaka Ridge Distillery. I don't know how do you pronounce that word there. Konka?
Something like that.
I don't know, they make Clyde Mays. Wes's sons, Kyle, Andrew, Spencer, and Connor, they're also involved in the business as well. When Angel's Envy launched, bourbon was sourced from other distilleries and finished in port wine barrels. The company opened their own distillery in downtown Louisville in 2013. That opened to the public in 2016, becoming the first full production whiskey distillery in downtown Louisville. Lincoln Henderson, he passed away in late 2013. In 2022, Owen Martin was appointed as their master distiller, who had studied and worked on cask finishing programs at Stranahan's, which is a distillery in Denver. So there's your tie-in.
There's the lineage.
To your Denver thing. The name Angel's Envy was thought up by Lincoln and Wes. Of course, about 5% of the spirit is lost each year during the aging process. That's known as the Angel's Share. During the initial testing of port wine finished whiskey, Lincoln joked that he had just struck a better deal than the Angels. But that's where they got the name. Fun fact, the whiskey was supposed to be released in October 2010. However, the launch was delayed 6 months until Lincoln thought the liquid was perfect. However, bottles and corks were already indicating the 1010 release, so the 1010 date has been preserved on the cork. A reminder that when it comes to whiskey, perfection is worth waiting for. I think that's pretty cool. Like, so if you look at the cork, it still says 1010 on the cork. So
that's neat.
Little throwback.
A little touch.
I'm not a big fan of these little things that are on a lot of bottles nowadays. Like, it's a little book to read.
Yeah.
But whatever. So that's the story of Angel's Envy. It's a unique bottle, unique offering, not a lot of history, decent price though.
Yeah.
And let's get into the flavor. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll work.
So we're on the road. We're back in Michigan this week. We're at the house that you've been living at, and Jake, when he gets out of the army, he'll be here as well. Yeah. So clearly, our shot glasses are tiny little red Solo cups. This is what 22-year-old kids drink out of, I guess. So cheers to you, Andy.
Yep.
So we've been doing this new thing where, because there was a lot of dead space while people were doing their scoring.
Yep.
So now we talk about the scoring as we're doing it live.
Okay, so it's not all just set at the end.
No, we're gonna go through it right now.
I feel like I should have rewatched the last time I was on.
Well,
to make it more accurate.
You have not smashed that subscribe and the notification bell?
Oh, I have.
Okay, well then you certainly have watched. There was a new episode that came out today.
I didn't see that one.
We've been doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll watch it after this. So the first category is heritage, as you remember. Maximum score of 20. Now remember, this is really a youthful entrance, right? They launched this in 2006, first released in 2011.
But they did have people that went back, that had lineage in other distilleries.
That's right.
So I would give them a little bit there.
So what do you give them on the first, the heritage score?
I would say like I'd say 13.
13, wow, okay.
13.
I'm going with 8, but that's okay. The next category, taste and drinkability. Maximum 40. What do you think of this one?
Let me try the done-up sample.
I still got the box truck.
Oh, it's great.
So does it run?
It runs, drives, and stops.
That's all you really need a car to do.
I mean, only half the brake calipers work.
Well,
but I drove it from a half hour away back here.
That's redundancy.
And it made.
That's extra calipers.
Well, it is to an extent. Like, for example, it's one front and one rear. So
are they kitty corner, or are they both on the same side?
They are kitty corner.
Oh, that's
but
perfect.
you need to keep in mind that if only one of your front calipers works, whenever you hit the brakes and you're going at speed, there's a very hard pull that direction. So you have to counter steer.
Yeah.
To make sure it doesn't, pull you into the ditch or oncoming traffic.
That will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, taste and drinkability, maximum 40. I kind of like this one.
It's not bad.
I
wouldn't say it's as smooth as like a Woodford, but
yeah, I'm
pretty decent.
Well, and it's funny because the Lincoln Henderson, whose name is on this little booklet, in case you wanted to read that, he introduced Woodford Reserve small batch bourbon. So I'm gonna give it a 30. What do you think?
I think 30 is about where it should be.
So the next category is affordability, and this is kind of a hard one to gauge because
you got the half off.
I got half off, right? I mean,
so are we pricing as half off? I think just normal retail for the average person.
I think
that makes sense.
I think you do, but
for the regular ordinary guy.
Yeah, I think you're right. So ordinarily, this is priced at the $40-$45 price point.
So that price point, there is better options out there. For same price or cheaper.
There are.
For example, Buffalo Trace or Woodford Reserve. They're about the same price. Buffalo Trace being a little bit cheaper.
That's right.
But I would say that's
what do you know when you're bourbon?
I don't know much, but I know a little bit.
Oh, almost like an Aaron Neville song. Aaron Neville, Linda Ronstadt. I added to the clip.
That might be.
I don't know if I can. Oh, it was definitely before you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do a very, very good impersonation of Aaron Neville.
Oh.
He's a musical gem.
I still know who he is.
All the Neville brothers are from New Orleans.
Oh, that's neat.
I believe so.
Something like that.
Anyways, affordability, regularly priced $40-$45 price range. You brought up some good points. Woodford is cheaper. right? Buffalo Trace.
But it's not a
cheaper.
bad offering.
Not a bad offering at all, and it's kind of unique with the port wine finished casks. Maximum's 30 here. I think I'm gonna give it a 22. What do you think?
I think I'm going to bring it back to a 20.
Okay. And the last category is design. Maximum is 10. And I'll tell you what, this is a unique shaped bottle.
I like the design a lot. Looked really good sitting on your shelf.
Yeah, but like Eagle Rare, and I've said this before, Eagle Rare is one of my favorite bourbons. I love Eagle Rare.
Yep.
Right?
Top
But
heavy.
it's just not very stable, and this bottle has the same
Same thing going on.
to worry about. I like the angel wings in the back of the bottle. It's kind of like that Breckenridge bottle had the map of Colorado.
I do like how they also have stuff on every side, and it doesn't seem overcrowded.
Yeah, I'll give it extra points for that 10-10 on the cork too.
Yeah,
That's something they're just carrying on through.
The booklet's kind of, like you said,
I hate the
kind of
booklets.
stupid, but some people might like them.
Well, hold on a second. We might have to go back to taste and drinkability, because now that I'm reading this booklet, it tells us that, well, it's very, very small. It says, the unique process imbues the spirit with flavors of vanilla, ripe fruit, maple syrup, toast.
No, we're getting off Ordinary Guys.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, no,
so
no.
design maximum 10. I'm gonna give it a 7. What say you?
I'm bumping it up to an 8.
Okay.
All around, I like it.
Okay. So what do you have as a final score? I'll give you a second there. I got 67, which is a strong score. That's a strong score.
71. Let me double check my math though. 50, 60, 71. Yeah.
There you go. So I got 67. You got 71. This is a good bourbon. It's good. There's some things that are better about it. Some things that are the history's really not there, but the price point's there, right? I do like the Lincoln Henderson tie-in and the lineage there.
Especially if you can get it for like half off, like you did. That makes it. That would drastically switch the scores. I feel.
And I like that. So Wes was Lincoln Henderson's son, and Wes has 4 of his sons. I think 4, right? Kyle, Andrew, Spencer, kind of all involved in the business as well. So whereas you read about like the Jim Beam lineage and all the master distillers have gone through that were all from that family, and how that family sprout. They actually sell like family trees of bourbon, where you can see how all these distillers kind of intermingle.
Yep.
But it seems like they're starting something, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. So, listen, thanks for being on the program again, and until next time, so long from Ordinary Guys Bourbon.
Have a good one.